You visit with us when you sleep. Yes, you are very busy. You will be on the frequency of eventually bringing this energy to your daily life. Calling frequency of each soul will give you the ability to find us when frequency of hertz work through you. What do you mean by these frequencies of hertz? You are both protecting and dealing with community that bring fear to the families and friends on a daily basis. That is not helping. You are their only hope to reverse that hurting. You will end their fears when they watch you. You need to walk them through their blocks so you and them can vibrate to a stronger frequency and end the fears that will not help when you are in need of reaching us so we can turn you around. Enough stress to bring you down. Only you can stop this fear from dominating you so you can hear us to call high energy up. So count on us to find the way to direct you so the suffering never begins. Fear, trauma, healing, and guidance. Fear will lose its grip on you when you realize this life is not all there is. I help people overcome their fears by first discovering who they are, who you really are. Skipping over what it takes to figure out who you really are will immediately point out your insecurities rooted in doubt and fear. Doubt precedes fear. So the moment you feel doubt creeping in, pause. This is when you become the observer of the doubt, not the owner of it. In the moment you have this realization, you will return to who you really are so you're able to see things for what they really are and think clearly. Being what you think you want to be instead of being who you are, because that feels too risky and too revealing, is what breaks the connection to your higher self and guidance that's always available to you. The degree of fear that you feel is equal to how much you don't know yourself. Remember, fear is a natural response as you get closer to the truth, the real you. Writing down the truth about a situation, as dismal as it may feel at times, is a critical step to knowing yourself. Fear is nothing more than taking the next step. You will know when the fear is subsiding, when you take the next step into the unknown as you start to see who you really are, as revealed on the pages of your journal writings, and gradually approve of what that is. You may not like much about yourself right away, or maybe for years to come, due to the imprint of other people's judgment on you. That convinced you that you are not enough, causing you to lose your way in this world. Dropping the fear, you will begin a journey of gradually becoming unintimidated about who you are. This is when you begin to respect and like yourself. Once you understand how fear dominated your life, you will begin to have control over it. Your ongoing journal entries will keep you on your path. You will know if you fall back into fear because you will instantly forget who you are, becoming dependent on what others think about you by doubting yourself and overthinking things. It's critical to write these instances down in your journal, as this honest assessment will empower you to make the needed course correction. Trauma is a life-changing moment. Trauma catches you off guard, a fight or flight response. Unlike fear, trauma is sudden and changes you forever in some significant way. Fear can also be sudden, but not life-changing. This is the difference. Letting the healing begin. How will you know it's fear? How to identify it, how to gauge it, and what to do about it. Jot down the keywords about what just happened, as these will trigger your memory when you have time alone to write down everything later. Using the companion journal to my True Story Guided, entitled My Guided Journey, will keep your journal entries in chronological order, along with the date. This is critical. Writing in your journal every day or night consistently about what happened in your dreams and your daily life that identify some level of fear or no fear at all is the first step to knowing how you're doing. Step to ask yourself is how what you wrote down made you feel. While this question about how it made you feel will be the most challenging to answer, it's the most critical question you will need to explore. In fact, it will answer the next question. Answering this question about how what you wrote down made you feel will require you to be brutally honest with yourself, so don't expect it to be easy. This is why answering this question may frustrate you. It will be evidence that you have skipped over this most important point of inquiry throughout your entire life. So take the time to contemplate this most important question. You will know when you have fully and honestly answered how it made you feel when you have a realization. What did you realize is the next question, which can only happen when you have thoroughly answered how what you wrote down made you feel. That's why at this point, if you don't have a realization, you haven't dug deep enough into how it made you feel. So be patient with yourself as you dig deeper to get to this truth. Once you have that realization, the final question, what action will you take, will be obvious to you. Guidance. From the beginning of my life, my guides told me the biggest tragedy of our times is that most people will die having lived fear-based lives. Hearing them tell me this time and time again, I knew my purpose was to help people get over their fears like I did at 20 months old when my mother almost killed me, and I asked out loud for someone to help me, and my guides physically showed up all around me, telepathically reminding me who I was and why I was here. Having this lifeline to my guides is how I realized this life is not all there is, that I was living in two worlds, this one and the one I came from. That awakening stopped fear from controlling me so I could believe in myself and experience new things. So now I'm going to read a chapter out of How to Live a Guided Life, First Steps. Chapter 8. Fears appear when you forget who you are. Fears are what keep you stuck here. Everything keeping you stuck is based in fear. Fear about your job, your personal worth, not having enough possessions, fear about relationships, your appearance, money, and much more. By associating with us, we will show you how not to live in fear. If you continue to indulge in these fears, you will remain stuck in a lower vibrational existence that will interfere with your ability to find clarity and ascend. You will find yourself being pulled back into another incarnate existence until you get it right. And here's how it works. This is from me. You become like those you associate with, like superheroes. Your guides are fearless, intelligent beings. Associating with them will not only prevent you from living a life of struggle, you will, by association, become more like them. And that is amazing. When you guys finally figure this out and you start to connect with this, it makes your whole life easier, okay? And you never feel alone. You have help. You are never alone and always being guided.